Charlie, an extinction-level event facing pubs. And then you have these NIMBY killjoys trying to kill off a legendary pub like the Compton Arms that's been there since the 1800s. I mean, what is going on?
Well, for a start, Dan, you know, if you don't, why do you buy a house next to the boozer? And I bet it's not next to the boozer either. But, you know, they ought to just wise up. Listen, look, this is a more serious problem than we are actually giving it credit for. These pubs are in certain areas, in the countryside in particular, and in certain areas in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, wherever, all across the nation. These are very important centres for the community, for elderly folk, and indeed for young folk now. Look, I think the breweries have got to take a hand in here. I know certainly where I live, the local brewery, Robinson's, has been very decent to its landlords and what have you. If you're a free house, you can make your money with your food or whatever, and you can do this and do that. But it's going to be very serious. And let me tell you, once they're gone, you never get them back. And I think this is far more serious. If we look at, if you sort of stood outside your door and looked north to the North Pole, and you considered Ireland, north and south, and Scotland, England and Wales, and then across the channel you've got France. Well, we are a nation of drinkers. We always have been. We always will be. Our pubs are like nowhere else on the planet. People come over here to visit our great country, and they see pubs, and they just can't get enough of them because they're great institutions. I know the occasional pub becomes a handful, and that's up to the landlord to sort it out. That's why he's there. But by and large, I think we're facing a real winter of problems in the public houses of the United Kingdom, Ireland, North and South.
I know, because the thing is, Charlie, I shudder to think of Britain and our local communities without our pubs. But I walk around my neighbourhood in London, and genuinely the vast majority of pubs are now boarded up and have been turned into accommodation. So this is happening. Is there also an onus on us, Charlie, to actually make a really concerted effort to get out and about again? Because so many people, I think, have changed the way they socialise after the ridiculous lockdowns.
Yes, I think there should be an onus on it. Certainly, I know in our village that people make the effort, try and get to the pub because A, they love it, but B, because it needs support. But the trouble is, I mean, even before COVID, Dan, we were going to the local supermarkets, be they from all the way from Aldi to Sainsbury's and all ports in between, and buying cheap booze and cheap wine. Look, I totally get that. Nobody likes a bottle of wine better than me, and the prices in pubs are extortionate for things like red and white wine. But we need to be going in and supporting our local boozers because, like I say, once they're gone, it's very, very hard to get them back. Yeah. It's all very well if you're in a very wealthy English boozer in the Cotswolds and the local people get together and they put the post office in there and they put the local shop in there. Look, take my hat off to you. That's brilliant. But in cities in particular, what you're talking about, Dan, you walk around London and I spend my time in London going, Jesus Christ, I remember that was a great wee pub. And as you say, they're all boarded up and covered in graffiti. And, you know, it's very sad. And I hope it's not a bad sign of things to come. But I fear we will see more closures and we're going to see more and more big chain Weatherspoony things and less Old Red Lions and all the rest of it. I feel for the people who lose their pub. I really do. Because once you realise how important it is, you'll never forget it.